everyone, welcome to my Etsy channel. This is Nancy from nancybadijo.com and welcome to another Etsy shop critique. If this is your first time visiting my Etsy channel and you are currently an Etsy seller or maybe thinking of creating handmade items and creating an Etsy business, then this is the channel to be. I upload weekly videos every week about Etsy and social media marketing and branding. So this is a channel where you will learn how to elevate your business to the next level. So make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you leave a comment below saying hello and with any questions that you may have. So let's go ahead and get started on this review. So today I'm doing a review on the store called LS Silhouettes Art. So I really appreciate Leanne for being patient and allowing me to do a review of her shop. Any tools that I recommend on this video, I will link them below this video. There's a text box description. If you click there, you will find any links that I talk about on the video, and you will find additional videos and links to resources for Etsy sellers. So make sure that you check it out below. So what I normally do is I pick one listing, and then that listing I kind of break it down and talk about the product photography. I talk about SEO. I talk about listing description, and then I finish it up with the curation of the shop. So the listing that I picked today was this listing here. So this is the one that I'm going to be talking about today that I'm going to do an audit on. The first thing I always talk about is product photography. And when you sell, whether it's on Etsy or any business that's online, like an e-commerce store, or you have your own e-commerce blog, it's very, very important that your product photography, it is exceptional. When the person sees the photo, they should be able to identify exactly what they're buying. They should know exactly what they're getting, just from the actual picture itself. Now, this is not like a bad photo. However, when I look at it, I'm not really sure if this is a miniature painting, am I getting the plant? Am I getting everything that's an actual photo? So my suggestion is on your first photo, just have the actual painting by itself. Don't add additional props or anything else, only because it could cause a little bit of confusion. And because of the way that the photo is set up is very small, so you can't barely see the photo unless you zoom in. Unfortunately, a lot of people are either new to Etsy or they don't really know that feature that they can actually zoom in into the photo. So what I would recommend is having that photo a little bit zoomed in so people can actually see the beautiful painting, and just having it just the painting. Don't add any additional stuff behind it, because as of right now, just looking at the photo, it looks like it's very small. I really wouldn't be able to tell what size it is. Now, looking at your additional photo, I do like this photo here. This one is just by itself with the easel. And then I do like these. So the ones that are kind of sideways, I think those were the best photos out of the four. The one with the easel, I almost feel like the photo is as small as the plant, like it's getting lost in the photo. So the painting is getting lost in the actual photo. So therefore, when somebody's scrolling through the search results, if it doesn't jump at them, and if it doesn't like demand for someone to look at it, most likely they're not gonna click on it. Even though it is a beautiful photo, you can barely see it. So my recommendation is redo the photo, have the first photo. The first photo should be the attention grabber. It should be the best photo out of the bunch. It should be clear. It should be cropped in a complimentary way. And when the person sees it, they should know exactly what they're getting and have an idea of the size at least. Now, what you could do as additional photos is that you could have a photo that has some type of scale object to it next to the painting, so they know exactly. Some people put quarters, or some people might put like a soda can, just so the person knows what size to expect that item to be. So you could do that. Excuse me. You could also do a lifestyle picture, which is having the photo in an actual room. Like maybe you have a couch and you have the photo in the background. People are visual learners and they have to see the picture in an actual room to see if it will work for their actual home. So those type of photos do really, really well. So adding additional photos. And then what you can also do is adding a call to action and adding a photo with text. And the text should say like, click below to learn more about this beautiful sunset painting and favorite our store to stay updated with our latest paintings. That way you're telling them what to do. A lot of people don't know that if they click here on more, they can learn more about the product and service that you're selling. So by you adding that call to action and telling them, hey, click below to learn more, it's going to entice the person to click. And the longer the person stays at your store and browses the store, the possibility of them buying from you actually increases because now they're actually looking at it, reading it, potentially thinking about it. Maybe they're reading other stuff in your store to kind of get an idea of what type of seller you are, etc. So I highly recommend one, redoing your photos and then also doing a call to action photo where you're telling the customer to take an action that you want them to do. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is SEO, also known as search engine optimization. And SEO is just basically how the search engine, whenever you type in a keyword, identifies what your page is about. And the tool that I use to do research is called XErank. What was formerly known as XErank, now it's called eRank. And XErank or eRank, however you want to call it, is a free tool for Etsy sellers. You could do the update version of it, and it's $10 more. But the free one actually works pretty well, so you don't really need to upgrade if you don't want to. At least so you could start up and see which one you want to do. And with XErank, you're able to go in there. You're able to do SEO research. You're able to see who are your who are you competing with. You're able to see top performing stores. You're able to do so much research, not only about your store but other people's store, and learn more about the market that you're in. You are in a saturated market, so therefore you have to have some type of strategy, marketing strategies to set yourself apart from all the millions of stores that also sell paintings and drawings on Etsy. So you have to really set yourself apart. A lot of it is understanding who is your target audience. The first thing that I always see is that a lot of people don't know who their target audience, and that's because they're not measuring their analytics. So you have to make sure that one, you connect your store to Google Analytics. I have a video on that. That way you can start collecting data on who are the people that are visiting your store, who are people that are interested in your products and services. Once you start measuring that data, you'll be able to determine who is your target audience and therefore start writing listing descriptions for those people and start researching keywords that will benefit those type of people that are interested in your product and services. So the first thing that I noticed with your SEO is that you have a lot of keywords that are too competitive. So therefore, if somebody was to search for your keyword organically, you're not going to get found. You're going to be buried in the search results. And then if you were to run a promoted listing ad on Etsy, your cost per bid is going to be high. So if you decided, oh, I'm going to lower my cost per bid because I don't want to pay $2 or $3 per click, because your cost per bid is high, because you're using a word that's competitive, if you lower your cost per bid, you will also be drowned in the search results. No one will find you because there are other people willing to pay $3 when you only want to pay, let's say, 10 cents per click. So you have to really understand the concept of, if you want to be found organically, you got to use keywords that when somebody types it in, your listing will pop up in the first page of Etsy. But to do that, you have to use keywords that are not too competitive. And if you want to use a keyword that's very competitive, you could do that, but just keep in mind that the only way you're going to track some type of traffic to your shop is by running promoted listings, and therefore your cost per bid is going to be high. So you're going to spend a little bit more on advertising to send people, and that's not always a guarantee, because if you're using a keyword that's very competitive, you might not always be in the first page of Etsy. You might be in the second, third, fourth, and so on. So just keep those two things in mind. Um, these keywords here, they have to go. Like if you go sunset painting, it's a good keyword because that's what your painting is about. But when you go to Etsy and you search sunset painting, look at how many other people are using that listing. So there's 30,000 other people. So therefore, your listing is getting buried in the search results. So therefore, it's going to be a lot harder for someone to find your listing. You're not going to be in the first page of Etsy. So therefore, my biggest recommendation is if it's too competitive, get rid of it. If it's sometimes you have keywords that are not as competitive, but the Etsy search results are unknown. What that means is that it's a keyword that a lot of people are using. Maybe not too many people, but there's some people using it. However, the reason why it says unknown is because not a lot of people are searching for the keyword. So therefore, what happens is that the data doesn't collect any numbers. So you could make the mistake of using a keyword that's too competitive, or a keyword that's not as competitive, but therefore no one's really searching for, so therefore you're not getting any traffic either. So what I would recommend is going back to whether you use Rank or Marmalade or any software made for Etsy. What I would do is redo your keywords, and what I would do is try to find keywords that are long tail keywords that are targeting your target audience. So therefore, you could get the right people to go to your shop. Another common mistake is that a lot of people are like, well, I get a lot of likes, I get a lot of favorites, but no one's actually buying. That's because you're showing your products to the wrong people, people that are really not interested in your products. So they might go and like it, or like click on it, but not really buying from you. And that's because you're showing it to the wrong people. So redo the keywords. A lot of these keywords, to be honest, have to go because they don't have any search volume. Like this one, I mean, you're not gonna get, one, you're gonna be buried because there's so much competition, and two, the search volume per month is not that much. So therefore, you're not gonna even get found anyway. So definitely redo the keywords. And once you do the keywords again, what you want to make sure you do is that you put the main keyword in the beginning of your title. You want to make sure that the additional keywords, you don't want to stuff keywords anymore. That's like the old way that I did it and how Etsy wanted it. Now, with the new SEO changes that they have made, they're trying to make it more friendlier for the user and not put a whole bunch of stuffing keywords in the title. So what they want to do is just have the keyword, your main keyword for SEO on page factor, and then having a short sweet title after it describing what you're selling. And then what you want to do also is that the first 160 characters is called your meta description, and that's what Google shows a potential buyer when they find you in the search engine, and this is what they see. So you want to make sure that your meta description has your main keyword. So let's say this was your main keyword here. You did a really good job because you have it in the meta description. And then what you want to do is describe what you're selling and make it enticing enough that the person wants to click and learn more about your product. So that's the ultimate goal, is that the meta description should be enticing for someone to want to click and learn more about your product slash services. Um, what you also want to do as an on-page SEO factor is that you want to take those keywords that you research and you want to optimize your listing, and you want to use those keywords in your listing description. You want to use them naturally with a nice flow. You don't want to stuff the keywords, but you want to include them in there. The reason why also is because later on, when people are searching for those keywords in the search results of Etsy, it builds up queries, and then Etsy knows, oh, well, this page has all those keywords, so let's rank them higher. And your listing will rank higher because they'll be able to identify that this page is about those keywords. So it's very, very important for you to do not only off page SEO, which is like having it in your title and your meta description, but you should have on page SEO, which is optimizing your listing, making sure your keywords are there, because that's the quickest way to rank higher on the search results, and for Etsy, Google, and any search engine understand exactly what the page or what you're selling in that listing. So make sure you do that. The third thing I want to talk about is your listing description. And it's just basically how it sounds: listing description. You should include everything and anything about your listing: how to order, what's included, the size, the color, the shape, um, what's not included, like you did here, which is really good. Um, Make sure that you answer any question that the potential buyer might have. Now, occasionally, you're still going to get people that don't read. You're still going to get the people that are going to message you and ask you the same question that you had in your listing description. But the nice thing about it is that if you have it there, you are going to get those people that read everything and they're very thorough. And by you adding it there, it covers different reasons. One, it covers if case they say, well, that was never explained to me. You have it there, and you have a backup of that it is explained in the listing description. And two, it helps you build credibility with people. When people see it and they read it, they know what to expect, what when they're gonna get it, and it avoids unnecessary messages to your Etsy store. So the more you can answer about anything, you can answer about the listing. I personally don't think a listing description could be too long. The only time that I think is long is when people start putting reviews and they start sharing their story. That should never be put in the actual listing description. You should include everything and anything about that listing, any also additional links to your shop. So if you have matching items or other listings that they might be interested, make sure you put them in there. And then, like you did here, having a backlink to your main page. Only because some people browse all the way in the bottom, and instead of having them click back and leave your store, if they click on the actual home link, they go back to your page actually, and they stay longer. Um, so I would definitely work a little bit more on the listing description, but I think you did a good job. You included what you will get, the shipping, but I would add a little bit more and be more specific about your listing as well. So now the last thing I want to talk about is the curation of your shop. And the curation of your shop is basically how it looks, right? You want to make sure that you set yourself apart. Like, what makes you different from all these stores that sell, paintings? And your products are beautiful, but you also have to have a beautiful store that stands out from the rest. What I personally would recommend is redoing your banner. It's a little blurry. If you notice, the letters are a little blurry. I don't know if because maybe it's stretched out a little bit too big, a little too small for it to fit. But I will redo the banner. I will add also, if you have social media links like Facebook, Instagram, your hours of operation, your website if you have one, I will add it to the actual banner, because that way it looks more like, if you were to look at those big stores that sell a lot, majority of them, that's how they have it set up, and it just looks more professional. And then because you're showcasing your social media handles, hopefully that also helps you grow your social media as well, your presence and your brand awareness. I do like the fact that you have a photo of yourself. I would like it to be a little bit more close up of yourself to see you a little bit better. But great job that you at least have a photo. I do like your logo, so great job on that. You do have a tagline, what I always tell people is whenever you fill out your store, so when you do your about section, when you do your update shop section, when you do your tagline section, when you do your categories, everything should be optimized with keywords that your ideal target customer will type, so you could be found in the search queries and you could rank higher as a store. So um, even though playful, unique, beautiful art is cool, if none of those are your targeted keywords, then I will recommend changing it and using targeted keywords, keywords that are going to rank you higher for your searches. So it's just a way to optimize your shop and get more traffic to your shop. So it's just a thing that you should be doing on your shop. You should also do that in your announcement. So you sell painting, you should say, Happy New Year. Did you know I accept custom orders for all my paintings? Put the keywords in there. Um, just click the custom order button and send me a photo with your request of any painting that you want, and I could see if I can make an acrylic painting for you, or whether it's a um, painting made out of whatever, right? So I'm sorry, I'm like not doing you any justice, but just make sure that every time you put an announcement, you put in those keywords in there. You don't have any right now. Um, that's gonna help you rank higher in the search results. Um, the curation of your shop. If I saw this picture and I saw this one, it does look like it's coming from the same shop, which is a good thing because that's what you want. That's branding yourself, your business. Now, what I would recommend is maybe um, creating pictures that stand out a little bit more. You've done a good job. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but can it look better? I think it can. I think that you could upgrade your pictures in the background. Maybe choose a different design for the mock-up. Maybe do, instead of the brick wall, maybe do like a solid color or something different to kind of stand out, because your paintings are beautiful. So therefore, I think that you could change it up a little bit more to take your store to the next level. And these are things that even I myself, every day I'll look at something and say, how can I make that look better? How can I improve the way my store looks? That way, um, I could take it to the next level. And that's all it is. It's just being subjective. If you feel like your pictures are great as they are, that's fine. You could leave them. My opinion is you could take it to the next level. Um, Good job on adding your About Me section. A great thing about Etsy is that when you create handmade items, Etsy is very special because when you go to eBay or you go to Amazon, you don't care who you're buying from. But when you come to X, you actually do care. You want to make a connection. You want to know, who am I buying from? Who am I supporting? Who am I helping? Who is the small business owner? So by you sharing your story, I think a lot of people do make their decision based on that as well. So you did a really good job on that. Great job adding your social media links. And great job on your pictures. What I would do is maybe redo the photos. They're getting cut on the bottom. So just making sure that whenever you add a photo, it's cropped in a complimentary way. That way you could showcase your items better. But great job of at least adding that option. Good job of doing your return and exchange and like shipping policy. So yeah, I mean overall it's a beautiful store. But you do definitely need to work on um, how it looks aesthetically, and then also work on your SEO. It's very, very important. And then maybe giving it a wow factor to your store by maybe changing the background of the photos, just so you could have like taking it to the next level. But I hope that these tips, Leanne, will help you. Guys, if you have any tips for her, or you sell in the same industry as she does, I'm trying to create a sense of community. We all come together, we help each other out. Make sure that you leave a comment below with any tips or suggestions that you have. Guys, don't forget that if this is your first time visiting my Etsy channel, to click the subscribe button and the notification bell, so every time I create a new video, you'll be the first one to know about it. Thank you guys for watching.